So there's plenty of videos out there about teaching how to people get into relationships, but there's not tons of videos about how to stay in a relationship. And, that's a perplexing thing for a lot of people. Fortunately, you guys have somebody like me that understands what's emotionally healthy and what's not emotionally healthy. And I was talking to a friend of mine today he was telling me about something that happened, and we had a conversation about it. And what he was telling me is, we were rapping on the phone, and he said that, he has to watch his mouth around this chick that he's courting. And he's saying that he had, he's like, oh, I'm just, I gotta phrase things differently or whatever. If I said this, and this like I normally would, she's told me that her skin crawls and that she's like, yeah, for a couple seconds I really hate you when you say shit like that. And I was like, well, fuck her. That's her fucking problem. You know what I mean? Like, don't let her fucking put that shit on you. That's codependent, Like, because if I have an emotionally healthy perspective on something, then what reason is there for me to be upset? And if something does upset me, I take a look. I take a look at, why did I choose to participate? What's my part? What am I doing? Not them, but like, why the fuck am I choosing to hang out with somebody who's gonna get fucking butt hurt over X, Y, or Z? And he went on to explain that, hey, because I brought up some other points too. I was like, hey man, I used to date women that would use that as a foot in the door to fucking steamroll me, and it ended up turning into the relationship. She would try to turn it into a one-way street. I'm like, no, bitch. If you're not willing to, if you're not willing to meet me in the middle, if you're not willing to accommodate me too, then there's no balance and it's not healthy, and it's codependent. Because as guys, we get taught to apologize or be agreeable or to fucking I think a lot of guys think that's like, oh well, like oh, I'm respecting her, it's like, and they end up not having a spine and get walked over all the time, and they have no idea it happens. And so if So here's the thing. Here's how you tell if you're getting steamrolled. If you don't know, here's how you know if you're being codependent. Is that if you're always going out of your way to accommodate your woman or your partner, because it goes both ways. Like men and women, when it comes to being emotionally healthy, the rules are the same for men and women. So if you feel like you're in a relationship where you go out of your way to accommodate your partner and they don't reciprocate, you suspect that it's unfair, or that it's a one-way street. You feel that, but it feels like a suspicion. You're like, oh, I don't know. I'm gonna tell you, if you feel that way, that's totally happening to you. If you feel that way, you're being steamrolled. Because if it's healthy and balanced and fair, that feeling never happens. It feels like if you're in a healthy relationship where your chick is meeting you halfway and she's happy to go out of her way to be thoughtful and considerate and be mindful and accommodating, it feels clean. It feels healthy, and under no time do you ever suspect or wonder if she's being vindictive, or if she's fucking being unreasonable, or if she's being completely static. If that's happening, fuck her, dump her fucking bitch ass, and fucking learn something from it so that you can move on and pick someone who's healthier. We always get the same lessons over and over again until we learn them. But it's been my experience that as long as I learn something, then I get to upgrade my problems, I get to move on, I get to grow, I get to learn, and I get to learn something new, so that I can, put that on the top of the checklist next time. The relationships are about learning about ourselves. They're not about I look at it as they're about learning about ourselves, and that way it makes it more pragmatic, so that it's not like a failing on my part, or that like I don't take things personally. I don't learn all that shit, and I just look at it completely differently. So, those are my thoughts on the matter. Thanks.